All right. What are your Mufti? Are drugs bad? Yeah, drugs are bad. Drugs are very bad. Very bad, you know. Oh, drugs very bad. No, definitely. Drugs are horrible. Wrong. Many of which are haram. Some may not be harams, but things like heroin, categorically haram, crack, all these things ruin lives. You know, may Allah make things easy for people. But honestly, I think those things devastate lives. As does, as well, potentially, not always, but with people, things like alcoholism destroys lives if people get hooked on it. I mean, it's shocking. You know, you watch these movies where people are alcoholics. Oh, yeah, this Sharaban Tahura. Sharaban Tahura. As this one different, you know. But yeah, so people are, it destroys lives. Then there's different things. Cannabis, I don't think is haram, and I've got a whole video on it. Although I don't advocate cannabis per se. I think cannabis should just be legalized and regulated by the state. So they make sure there's clean products for people who want to take it. You know, at the end of the day, look, it's not good for you, but people want to do things which are slightly self-destructive. You know, you have to understand people. There is an inherent drive within human beings to be self-destructive. Um, and it has its roots. If you look at any of the world's major philosophies, major religions, they all touch up on this. It's very fascinating when you think about it, you know. That a person, if you look at whether it's going to be from the psychoanalytic view, that the id, the ego, the superego, how, you know, how this id is going to be destroying the person, whether from some of the Islamic discourse, this nafs that people claim. I don't necessarily always go with those descriptions that people say, but still, how the shaitan that is within the human, you know, they'll say yajri majrad dam, goes through, is in the veins of the human. Whether you look at things like other philosophies, I mean, if you look at Hinduism, it's an interesting thing that the trio, you know, the main three, the creator Brahma, then you have the preserver Vishnu, but you have the destroyer God, the destructive element. And I feel that we as human beings, whatever philosophy people ascribe to, they have a self-destructive element, you know. And it's evident that you see it. People, hence they drink themselves to death, or they do these. There's this self-destructive. There's an inner struggle going on. You know, in the words of maybe kitna ajeeb hu itna ajeeb ke bas khud ko tabah kar diya aur malal bhi nahi. Allah, Allah, Allah. In the words of John Elia, he says that look how strange I am, that I'm strange to that extent that I have destroyed and ruined myself, and yet it doesn't bother me. You know, that's or I'm pretty sure is it in the words of Charles Bukowski, where he says, "Find your passion and then let it kill you." Allah, Allah, Allah. So I feel that, yeah, you know, these things, people have that self-destructive element. And not all self-destructiveness is categorically, like, imminently destructive. Like sugars, fats, fatty food, you know, these kind of things are self-destructive, but they're not imminently self-destructive. You're not going to say fatty foods are haram. You're not going to say sugary drinks are haram. But these things are self-destructive, but not imminently. And these things, in small quantities, the human body can, you know, it can survive. So if people wanted those kind of things, I just feel that the government should regulate them, but because this way you have a culture of crime, of, you know, of criminality, of all kinds of stuff going on. But yeah, but that's not really my thing, to be honest. I'm, you know, I don't find, I've never been a fan of this stoned thing, this culture of being stoned. It's never appealed to me. And I never liked the thought of not being conscious. As a person, I always, I can't understand when people, they want to be so drunk that they're out of it. And I can never understand that kind of, because I would want to enjoy every moment of things. I wouldn't want to be kind of semi-conscious. I would want to be entirely conscious. And it's I just don't relate to that mindset. Yeah. But I have released my detailed video on entheogens, on psychedelics. Now that's different. That's not in intoxication, but that's more an opening. So that I do support.